So these get really awkward. I hope you know that. My friends have told me that I speak with a different voice. It's because there's no one in front of me and I feel really weird. And anyone who can hear me in this house is probably like, what is she doing talking to herself? She's making a video. That's what she's doing. Anyways, this is my 4th video on my experience so far in Japan, and you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, she looks kind of different. Why does she look different? It's because I cut off half my hair. You might not have actually noticed that, but if I didn't point it out, I don't think anyone would have noticed. Today I went to one of the oldest cities in Japan called Nara, and basically the only reason why you go to Nara is because there are a ton of temples and shrines there. And temples and shrines are really beautiful. Now that it's fall, like, everyone starts to go there. So you're probably wondering to yourself, what's the difference between a temple and a shrine? Well, I can tell you the difference between a temple and a shrine. In Japan, a temple is a place for Buddhism. It's a Buddhist temple. So an otera means Buddhist temple. And usually the names of the temple always end in ji or something of the sort. Also, shrines are for Shinto or Shintoism, if that's a word. But yeah, so don't expect to go to a Shinto, whatever, shrine. Don't expect to go to a shrine, which is a jinja, and see like a Buddhist statue, and don't expect to go to a Buddhist temple, an otera, and expect to find a giant cross, because you won't find that. Anyway, so these are the oldest buildings in Japan. And today I went to 3 temples in Nara. The 3rd one actually is the one on the back of the 10 yen. So it's pretty popular, not popular, famous here. It's pretty famous here. And actually when I went today, it was under construction, and I guess it started in like March, and somehow my host family just didn't know that. And we asked them when they were going to be done to see if I could like go see it before I went back to America, and it's not going to be done until like a year and a half from now, so that's not an option. But anyways, they had the entire contents of the temple anyways, like inside this museum, so I still got to see everything. It just wasn't in like its awesome old spectacular framework setting and stuff. So the first temple I went to was definitely by far the most populated one. Like, everyone was there, and there was a bunch of actually like middle schools and like elementary schools on like their school trips there. And the first temple is actually like known for the fact that there are deer everywhere, and I took a bunch of videos of these deer that were just everywhere, and like they just walk right up to you because everyone feeds them. And I did feed some today, and they get pretty like feisty, and one actually bit me on my butt because it wanted more food and I didn't have any. It doesn't hurt, but it's surprising to say the least. Especially deer aren't normally a friendly creature. They don't just walk up to you and say, hey, what's up? How's your life? Anyway, so I went to that place, and it was called, can't remember what it's called. Let me just look at the 1,000 of packets I received today on my temple adventures. Oh, it's called Todaiji. And they have these giant Buddha statues on the inside, and there's actually a beam that has a hole in it, and that hole is said to be the size of the nostril hole of the big Buddha statue. And if you can climb through it, it's good luck. If you're an adult or normal sized, I guess, you're not supposed to be able to make it through. And my host family forced me to do it, and I thought for sure I couldn't do it, but this like smaller man, like a 40-year-old man, did it before me. But he was like really tiny, but still, he was older and he did it, so I was like, alright, I'll do it. So I did it. Yeah, I did it. If you're claustrophobic, don't do it because it's really small, and also if you're like fat or something, don't do it because you won't fit through it. But, I mean, I guess that was kind of fun. Second temple was called Tosho Daiji, and even though the name is similar to the first temple I went to, it is not related in any way. It's just the name. You could also buy a ton of Lucky Charms or fans or chopsticks. I didn't buy any souvenirs today because I thought I've got, you know, like 8-ish months left, so I think I can wait to buy souvenirs until like right before I leave. But for sure buy a Lucky Charm. Anyway, so here's some of the footage of my adventure today.
まあ本当に大きいよ。あ、すごいじゃん。すごく大きいこれ。なあ。 どこ見ても鹿鹿鹿。おお、やばいやばい。危ない危ない。どうしよう。集中して。おはよう。韓国人。美味しいですか。はい。鹿。お。
So there you have it. Ton of deer, like I said. This one lady, you saw her. I think it was a girl, maybe it was a guy, whatever. That person was being attacked, and you probably heard me speaking in Japanese, and most of the time the words were like, oh, there's a ton of deer everywhere, or that's dangerous, that lady's going to get eaten, along those lines. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you stick around to watch all of them. Obviously I put one up every other week, so thanks again. If you have any suggestions, let me know.